And from a historical standpoint, I really appreciate the fact that the Post Americans are all online and that they can be researched, because that was so important to chronicle the history of the Post American, not only of the newspaper, but of everything that it covered. And I've gone back to that site several times to do some research on the history of different aspects of Bloomington Normal, and it's been such a great resource. So for myself, I'm so thankful that the Post American existed and that they recorded that period of history that we can go back and we can look at, because I'm always so worried that we're going to lose our history, that we don't chronicle it correctly, and that we don't have an idea of what this community used to be like. So I think that it's just such an important resource back then and today as a historical document.
All of those issues, like we've never had a digital issue before. Like it was all paper. And that paper lived in people's basements and in their attics. I think an entire collection was sent to the Historic Society. I don't know if that's a McLean County Historic Society or Bloomington Normal Society, but they got an entire collection of all of the paper newspapers. And now to have that digitized is so incredibly important, but that was a labor of love for the people who made sure that that paper remained safe, that we had those artifacts throughout the entire history of the paper. And then like the labor of just digitizing it also, like these papers, some of them were not in great shape, some of them are starting to get brittle, but now to have these artifacts that are digitized is pretty amazing. So much work, but it's something that we should not forget, that somebody had the foresight to have that care and to do that labor, and that's why we have these papers today.
The Post American is an incredible resource for historians like ourselves at the McLean County Museum of History to have a lens into the voice of the people. You know, so many newspapers at the time were driven by advertisers and telling more corporate stories, whereas the writers at the Post American really gave us an interesting lens into, especially people in the early liberal movements, what things were happening. Lots of gay history, and having it online is an invaluable resource that we access all the time.